I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
Mostly people get married believing a myth that marriage is a beautiful box full of all the things they have longed for, but the truth is, the marriage at the start is an empty box. You must put something in before taking something out. Don't think of something dirty. I'm seriously telling you this. A couple must learn the art and form, the habit of giving, loving, serving, and praising, of keeping the box full. If you take out more than you put in, the box will be empty. Walking in the corridor of your office building, your heels made a rhythmic sound. Other employees around you greeted you respectfully. Mrs. John, a random employee called you. Yes, Mr. John is calling you in his office. Okay, thanks. You walked to his office. Politely knocking at his office door, you heard his deep voice giving permission. You opened the door and entered his office. Mr. John, you called me? He was sitting on his boss chair, wearing white shirt with his gripping on his muscular muscles. His sleeves are folded up, giving a better view of his tattoos. His hair brushed back, showing his forehead. You called, trying not to stare at him. Yes, I want you to meet our new business partner. Just then you realized there was someone else other than you two. You nodded and walked ahead to his table. Well, Hyung, meet my secretary, Ryan. You felt a stinging pain when he introduced you as his secretary, not his wife. What even you expect from a contract marriage? You are his secretary first, and then that marriage happened. Good afternoon, Mr. Chung was about to introduce his Hyung to you, but you stopped when you saw his face, and he looked at you with wooden eyes. Park Jimin, you flirty. Lee Ryan, my princess. You both laughed as he jumped off his chair and took you in his arms. You hugged him back, smiling widely. 5 years. I missed you so much. Me too. Why didn't you contact me? You shouted. You popped it, forgetting the third person there, who was now losing his tie, while its eyes held rage and his air fuming fire, and red horns already came out of his head. I lost my phone that had my all contacts, but look, I'm here with you. Yeah, your little excuse is just like your mine. Yeah. Jimin was about to sneak his hand in your vest again, but a loud thud was heard by both of you, and you jumped back from Jimin. Mr. John, are you okay? You asked him as he was caressing his hand, not knowing he punched the table so hard. You remembered you have a boss and a husband. Your eyes widened when he said that. Not even in these 7 months once he said that he was your husband. What are you saying, Gook? Jimin chuckled, asking Hyung, with my secretary, meet Mrs. John, my wife. Your heart did flips many times that you forgot to count it. You're biting your lip with your blushing face. Jimin looked at you and then chuckled. Then he gasped, but you said you will marry me when we were besties, and behind my back you married this bunny brand woman? Jimin side-eyed you. You knew he was joking. He and you didn't say a word like this when you guys were friends. Then why did he say that you thought? Chung gritted his teeth. Excuse me? He got up from his chair and walked to you. You blinked your eyes when he stood beside you and snaked his arm on your waist. Hyung, she is mine now and forever. You looked up to him when he looked back at you. You found sincerity in his eyes that poured a lot of happiness on you. Jimin noticed your happy expression and smiled too. I know, Gook. I do respect my sister-in-law, but before being your wife, she was and is my bestie too. So you can't change that. I know her better, maybe. Jung gripped tighten on your vest. Oh, I have a meeting in 15 minutes. I will take my leave. Wine wait, I'll give you my number. Jimin was about to give you his number, but Jung put his arm in between. Hyung, I have your number. I'll give her myself. Jimin shrugged his shoulder and bade goodbye to both of you. As Jimin left, you thought Na Chung will leave your vest, but no. Mr. John? You looked at him, but he was already staring at you. His pupil was going from your lips to your eyes. Your heart started to beat rapidly. As the distance itself started to decrease, you saw his damn apple bobbing up and down. You were about to close your eyes when the office door got knocked by someone. Both quickly backed off, clearing your throat, and you corrected your clothes that were wrinkled. You came home from office, and after getting a fresh bath, you started to prepare dinner. While cutting vegetables, you remembered the scene from the office. How Jungkookff was reacting every time and Jimin was being touchy and flirty. The way he sneaked his arm around your waist and you felt tingles biting your lips, you tried to control the spreading grin over your lips. You came out of your thoughts when you heard the chair shuffling. Looking up, you found him standing beside the shelf. His wet hairs were showing. He also took a shower. He passed just beside you that you smelled his fresh fragrance. He closed the refrigerator and turned around. He found you staring at him. What happened? He asked. You shook your head, concentrating on veggies. As I was making dinner, do you want to eat any special dish, or I just go on with my decided menu? He took a bite of an apple and shook his head. No need, just go on with what you like. A smile spread over your lips and you nodded with a smile. Okay, you start to work without noticing that he was looking at you now. The hoodie you were wearing was a combo of white and pink. He found it cute and adorable on you. Then he saw your open hairs. You were cooking, so you were a bit struggling with your open hairs as they were wet, and you didn't close them in a ponytail. You're rubbing your forehead again and again because of itchiness. Jungkookff walked to you, standing just behind you. He touched your hair, making you startle. Don't move. His soft fingers brushed over your neck and your cheeks, collecting your hairs. You are having shivers in your spine right now and also a calm, soothing feeling. Collecting your hairs, he rolled them up and closed them, putting them in a clip that it became a loose bun that was comfortable for you. Thanks. You whispered, looking down with your red cheeks. You heard him chuckling as he patted your head. While eating dinner, Chunk was looking at you and then food. He was eating, but he felt like he wanted to ask something. Is there something you want to ask? His eyes widened at first, but then he looked down. Nothing. Oh, no, actually, he gulped and spoke. You look too close with Jimin Hyung. He bit his lip, asking. A smile spread over your lips, not knowing how it triggered him when you smiled hearing another man's name. Yeah, we are childhood friends since kindergarten, and coincidentally, we were neighbors too. I don't have any specific friend my whole life, only Jiminy was there with me. Until high school, but then he went abroad for further studies. It must be difficult for you without him. It was actually until last year of my university I did miss him, like no other thing, but then I found a job and became busy in my own life. Chung felt guilty that after this many months of marriage right now, he was getting to know about your personal life. But it's great now. He's back, we'll catch up together. We giggled and started to eat food. But your words became rock in his mind. Catch up together? What does he mean by that? He thought. Was she in love with him when you got married? Or she still loves him? This type of question was roaming in his mind. After a week, you were sitting in your office working as the door of your office was knocked by someone coming. You didn't look up until someone placed their hand on your eyes. You placed your hand over them and started to laugh. How can I not figure out those little hands, Jiminy? When did you came? He took a chair, sitting on it like a boss. Just a while ago, had a talk with Cook about work and then came here. You nodded. You both didn't know, but Chunk also came after Jimin, and he was about to knock on your office door when he heard. Wyan, They told me about you and Jungkook. Your eyes widened as you looked at him. About what? You nervously laughed. He rolled his eyes at your fake happiness about the contract marriage. You gulped. You can't lie to him. He will catch you in nanoseconds. And also that Chung doesn't even treat you as his wife. Even yesterday I saw him introduce you as his wife first, but as a secretary, that all showed that he don't have feelings for you too. Your heart sank deeply hearing those words, but he isn't lying, isn't he? Jimin got from his chair and kneeled in front of you, grabbing your hands in his. And if you don't feel a bit of happiness, you can cancel this contract marriage. If you need money, you can work under my company, but just don't live like this. And I have. But before Jimin can say further, your office door was banged open by furious Jungkook. You and Jimin stood up. Mr. Chun, you saw Jimin still holding your hand, and you pulled them away. Where did you keep the contract marriage papers? What? Answer me, Wyan. He looked at the file shelf. He walked there and picked that specific file, getting the papers out of it. He torn them in pieces, throwing them down. Your heart skipped a beat, thinking he'll finish this marriage right here, and tears started to flow from your eyes. What are you doing, Jungkook? Jimin was serious now, and Jungkookff walking towards you, grabbing your hand. I'm doing what you saw, Jaehyung. Wan is my wife now, and not a contract wife. You just saw that I finished that contract, and now she is my legal wife without any contract, and I'm happy to say that she is my helping hand in my business life too. I appreciate and love my wife as my life partner, and I will not appreciate any other person to be a third wheel between us and destroy our relationship. You are frozen on your place hearing those words from Jungkook. You weren't able to process anything. But you married her on the basis of a contract. You don't love her, you don't cherish her as a wife. She should be treated. Jungkook, knowing half of Jimin's lines are fact, and he did up. I accept my mistakes, but I did love her. I fell in love with her ago, but I realized it after a month of our marriage. You are the best thing ever happened to me. He faced you, looking into your eyes. Jimin slowly tiptoeing left the office. Jungkook, no one let me speak today. From the first day of our marriage, I have seen you pouring your efforts in it for without any second thought, and I didn't even do half of it. You shook your head. No, that's not true. That is true, Ryan. I must have never been romantic and caring husband with you, but I swear I do love you, and I'm afraid to lose you. I'm afraid to wake up in the morning and not finding you in our room or house. I'm afraid to sleep without your presence around me. I'm afraid to lose the most cherishing part of life to anyone. When I saw Jimin confessing, I felt like my whole world crashed down. When I want you to never give up on me, never think twice how genuine my love is for you. I want you to be able to tell me and share everything with me, and I'll pour same efforts in our relation, but don't leave me, please. Tears welled in his eyes. Looking down, he caressed his cheeks, wiping his tears away. You look like a baby while crying. You chuckled, making him chuckle too, with your watery eyes too. I promise not to give up on you, Jungkook. I'm lucky to have you in my life. I'll never leave you because I love you. He smiled, taking you in his arms, hugging you tightly. I love you so much, Ryan. I love you. Just then Ryan's phone rang. She picked it up, and it was Jim, and Chung was able to hear what he was saying. So did our bunny boy confess? He chuckled. Yeah, he did. Oh, I knew it. Look, it was all mine, and Jiminy planned to make Chung jealous, so he will confess. Yeah, this brat literally is made in love with you, but he was not confessing it, so what are friends for? Damn, right now, we want to see a real wedding of both of you here, and don't forget to make me uncle soon as a gift of today's plan. Your cheeks turned red and Chung took the phone from your hands. Don't worry about that, Young. Your brother will complete your wish soon. That's your boy. Chung cut the call, throwing your phone away. He gripped your vest, now with a smug smile on his face, brushing your hairs. At the back of your ear, he whispered, I love that blushing face of yours, Mrs. Jones. You bite your lip with your chest almost going up and down with heavy breaths as he was teasing you. You are back home after work now, sitting in bed after a bath. You were thinking what all happened today, like so suddenly everything changed. Jungkook told you that he was thinking you had feelings for Jimin, and you laughed denying it as it wasn't true. You heard the bathroom door closing as Jungkook walked out of it, drying his hair, wearing only a towel around his vest. You gulped, noticing the water drops trailing down to his V-line. You clenched your thighs together. Just in a second, Chung was standing in front of you with a smirk on his face. Your eyes fit in, and you looked away. Someone was just checking me out, then no. He threw the towel on the couch and sat in front of you on the bed while your back was leaning on the headboard. And I remembered what your wife needs a punishment too. For what? For resisting me for many months. I noticed how your hungry eyes look at me when I take a bath and wear those tight suits. You scoffed nervously. Literally, those are lame excuses. Then I'll be straightforward. But he stood up and hard over you, climbing in bed. His one hand bent the towel down his vest, and the other was supporting his body. Let's complete Hyung's wish right now, princess. Spread those beautiful for me, I wanna. Those clenching. We are gonna make a little version of her, and my name louder so everyone will know whom you belong to.
Welcome to aesthetic.shop. It's an online store where you can find all aesthetic K-pop merches, mostly BTS, and other aesthetic jewelry and sunglasses. Look at them, these are so beautiful. And they sell them at reasonable prices. They sent an adorable BTS diary, a badge and a beautiful purple pen to me. Their quality is fabulous. They ship their sales on an international level too. I'll feel happy if you guys show them some love by buying their sales.